Hey, hey, welcome back, guys. All right, so Leos, I want to go ahead and jump on in and ask whatever the message is from someone. If they could speak to Leo, what would they want to say? Now, of course, this doesn't mean that they couldn't speak to Leo. It's just kind of like the thing that has been unspoken, but that someone would like to say. That's maybe the best way I could describe that. Okay. Sorry, I just got a wrong card in the opposite deck that it belongs in. Okay, so we have a Four of Pentacles, we have a Four of Wands, we have a Six of Pentacles, we have a King of Swords, we have the Six of Cups. This is somebody saying, Leo, if I could, hang on, I'd add it all up, I'd give it all away only to be with you. It's a really beautiful song with some great a banjo in it. It's by Judah the Lion, and I think it's called "Only to Be with You." Anyway, they would, if they weren't tangled up here, and there's obviously some kind of, I mean, so, I don't know if they're still married to somebody, or if this is an alimony situation, or if this is, it's clearly about money because this is somebody being dangled by the bank, and it says if I would be, if I were not tangled up here, I would be married to my Leo. It is only a matter of time before things get worked out. And the day that those things are worked out is the day you'll hear from me, Leo. I will be making a direct beeline. Six of Cups, returning to you, Leo. This, because of the clock, it looks like they actually have a time. And I would normally say, so who are they? But we can see clearly that they're the King of Swords. So a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Tell me about the clock. Do you actually have a time for this? The World. This should be like now, since we're at the beginning of a new year. But with that Two of Pentacles sideways, to me, this actually looks like now. Like, is this the heads up that this person is like, I'm actually pretty much on my way? Maybe this is at the start of another month, or maybe this is the heads up. Leo, I'm actually, this is it. This is the year. I'm on my way, and you already sense it. Leo, you already feel it. You have to, right? You got to be able to feel that. Hold on. Character, I mean, if you haven't told Leo in so many words, and I'm not sure how Leo would know this, Nine of Pentacles, they're just now busting their head out of the canopy of the trees. They're just now gaining their freedom. So this is like imminent. This is very rapidly happening in this storyline. So what this character would say to Leo is, I told you I'd be, when I was free of something, like it would be us. It would be our time. It would be, all the things I ever meant in my heart. That's what I still feel. Like I want to marry my Leo. Always did, always will, but it's also, I can finally show back up. I finally, like, a divorce is finalized in this storyline. It's we don't have any question mark on those cards. Like, that is straight up what it is. So let me ask this. You have an intention then of saying these things to Leo very, very soon. Empress upright. Again, this is all about, like, I intend to marry Leo. I want to ask Leo to marry me. I want to be with Leo and make them my empress. Queen of Cups. They're in their mind, they have beautiful images of Leo loving them, wanting to offer them love as well. Like, this person might be taking it for granted, but they're saying, I know Leo loves me. I'm positive Leo loves me. I can't wait to have Leo love me again. Look at me with those eyes. Ace of Pentacles and the King of Coins. And then that's it. I'll be able to start my new life with Leo. It's going to be us. We're going to go have a date together. they are also saying something worked out for them monetarily. However, things ended with them in some legal battle, long-term, situation with a previous partner. All of that has worked out well because they're very optimistic also about their singlehood, and their money seems like stable now. All of this, it's like they feel like they've wrapped things up and it has gone, suitably, fairly in their favor, so that now they feel like they have a stability in their life and they have something they can offer to Leo. How soon are you doing this? I know I already asked that, and we saw, Empress came out and I was like, wow, that's really fast. Nine of Pentacles again. It's the I'm single and I'm ready. So why haven't you yet? Or is this just like it is literally go time, like now? This says Five of Wands. They are thinking in their head. They've like almost done it and then not, and almost reached out and not, again and again. Five of Pentacles. Fives are numbers of change. Six of Pentacles sideways. Ten of Swords upright. There is something where I almost feel like they've come across as like super empowered, and they've almost reached out, and then they were like, wait, I mean, like, honestly though, I've just barely ended something else, and let me catch my breath a minute. Even though they are technically single and free and could rush toward Leo, the bottom line is they're going to want to start giving to a new connection. Yes, but are they really like rested from the entirety of that ending, or did that take its toll on them more than what they realized? They're kind of addressing that. Like, am I fatigued? Am I still overwhelmed and my energy pulled down from everything I went through with that ending? Because if that's the case, I do need to catch my breath. We have a Five of Swords, and that is sideways. They have some little like internal stuff that they need to settle in themselves. Empress. They know I can't bring any of my like past unhealed frustrations or anything like that to my Leo. Leo's an Empress. If I still have anything that I'm unfinished with in myself, just like my energy or my feelings or the fact that I was frustrated with everything I'd been through, even though now I'm free of it, I still have to make sure that I'm not walking around with like a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, or being frustrated, or I don't know, just generally a little bit fatigued and cranky and salty because things took so long to get wrapped up. I need to not bring that to the table. Are you really worried then that you would be like maybe not your best self yet to show to Leo? Yeah, Chariot and the Devil. Moving forward, but there's two halves. They're scared that maybe they've lost Leo already. They're afraid to wait even a minute longer, but they're also like, yeah, but I do need to make sure that I'm like energetically done with the way I felt about that whole situation, because I'm guessing it was quite the ordeal that they had gone through. So are you dusting off that situation from the past? Yeah, at some point here, very soon, I think they're just going to make a sudden move in Leo's direction. This is somebody who's like, if I think about it too long, honestly, I'll get more frustrated and it's already over. So why don't I just say, I feel like they need like 5 days or something or they've already been thinking about this whole series of events for the last 5 days. And I think that they're this close to just saying, okay, screw it. I am done with the past. It ate up enough of my life. It did make me salty. It was exhausting. I did need to catch my breath, but I also need to get to my Leo, because this is all about my future. It's not about looking back at the past anymore. And I feel like they're going to just suddenly, very impulsively reach out to Leo. Is Leo going to be surprised to hear from this person, or is this something Leo would have expected? I mean, how is this going to come across for Leo? We have got the blank card and we got the Ace of Cups sideways. So on one hand, I would have to say that regardless of whatever else has happened, there is an undeniable, like unconditional love that exists between Leo and this person. Hearing from this person isn't going to be strange or unexpected on one hand because of that unconditional love that has perpetually existed between the two of them. King of Wands, I also think Leo is going to realize this person is like bringing in their bare chest to me, meaning this is them telling me they want to be mine. Is that Arctic Monkeys? I want to be yours. I want to be yours. We have the Star. We have the Four of Wands. I kind of think, even though this might have seemed like a far away thing that Leo, part of them thought this will never happen, and yet they always knew that it would. Like someday this will be the person that I marry, because somehow it was supposed to be this way. I knew somehow, some way, even though it didn't make sense. Just like, if we're going to blast off to the cosmos, to the stars, it's like, I don't know how on earth we're going to do this, but somehow we're going to figure out a way to do the unthinkable, the unreachable. And yet I always knew someday this day would come. It actually feels like Leo is not really going to be shocked at all that this person is finally like single, free, back in their life and offering their whole heart. Character, do you have anything else? Or maybe I should reframe this and say, universe, do you have any advice for this, we'll say King of Swords here in regards to Leo? Four of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. For the longest time, Leo always comes out as a Queen of Pentacles. I have no idea why, but in this story, Leo kept coming out as an Empress in their mind, and then also as a Queen of Cups. And I think that the universe is, giving them that advice that says, because this is about regrets as much as illusion. This is about, you really want Leo to give to you. You have a lot of regrets that you maybe took so long to get into Leo's world, and now you want Leo to give you everything that Leo would have before. Just bear in mind, the two of you haven't yet been able to work out what a relationship is going to look like between the two of you. So to imagine that it's like what you have factored into your head, that Leo's going to give you all of this, bear in mind you're going to be expected to give as well, and there could be some hurt and pains. You've only been thinking about how much you want to get back with Leo so Leo can give you all that good sweetness. And we saw that all through this. They want Leo to love them. Look at them with those eyes. They want Leo. Leo's their Empress, blah, blah, blah. But remember, Leo's the one who's not had you giving to them before because you were still busy in, financial battles with another person. So Leo has probably had a whole, chunk of life that they've been living without your support. Leo probably has maybe some of their own like moments where they're going to be frustrated or sad or angry. Like, why did you take so long? There could be a lot of things that you and Leo still have to work out. Things aren't going to be perfect and peachy. Even if Leo does want to give to you exactly the way you think Leo does, remember, there's going to be mixed feelings on Leo's part too. And sometimes it's going to be hurt, and sometimes it's going to be mad, and it's going to be really stressed out. And Leo might have moments where it's just like, even if I'm happy to be with you and if there is unconditional love, I don't know, they could have a bumpy start, and the universe is just preparing. Like Leo might get mad sometimes and be like, what the heck? Maybe I don't want to be in this after all, because why did it take so long? Also, if they don't come in 100% ready to give their all to Leo and be consistent, that's just going to hurt Leo also. So there could be that as well. Don't imagine that you're going to come back into Leo and say, I'm ready, Leo, only to discover, wait, actually, I need to be single longer. I mean, this could be the heads up in the morning. Don't do that to Leo. Don't walk in and say that you're ready for something if you're not, because this does hint that if things aren't handled right, we could wind up walking away a second time, and that's going to really hurt. Don't set anything up that isn't what you really mean, that you aren't really ready for. Don't race towards something that you cannot stand and really commit to. Also, if you're not going to be able to understand how it would be tough for Leo to adjust, um, then you could end up getting hurt if Leo's like, forget it. I don't want to do this after all because I can't wrap my head around why you took so long. There's a lot here that could be negative that will get stirred up. So if these two are not going to be strong enough to get through this, this may not work out like this heaven sent, perfect, unconditional love story. There's going to be harsh conversations. They could first have a little honeymoon phase when they first see each other again. And then it's like reality clicks in. It's like, why did this take so long? How could you have let me be out there by myself? How is it that you were dealing with somebody else, but you weren't there for me at all? F this, I don't want to be around you. There could be like those unexpected, like emotional things and hostilities that have been festered or, buried. It's like all of this says before things get good between them and Leo, it's actually probably going to be bumpy. So, be ready to know if you're going to put on the seatbelt and say, it doesn't matter how bumpy it gets, we're going to work this out. Because otherwise you could come back into Leo and you could actually break Leo's heart again. If you decide, no, I don't really want this after all. I think I just want to be single. It says, know what you're doing before you approach Leo, or don't approach Leo at all. And know that Leo may have things that they're going to have to process, and you need to be strong enough to stand beside Leo. Hanged Man and the Three of Swords. This is a big warning to them. They don't have any business coming back in unless they know what they're really doing. They know what they're really ready for. Do not mess with somebody's heart. The universe has given them this heads up, and you need to be able to understand that you might have hurt Leo. Maybe you weren't having the best of times, but now that you're ready to have the best of times with Leo, bear in mind, Leo was without you. You hurt Leo. You haven't yet healed Leo. So it can't be about your expectations that now everything's supposed to be happy and good for me. You have a bunch to think about and walk in Leo's shoes for a bit and consider what it felt like to them to be out in the cold by themselves while you were admittedly not having a good time yourself, but giving to someone else. That has to be addressed. So if they're not ready to look at it that way, then they're probably not really going to have success with Leo, because this all has to be worked through. Is it possible for success here? Or is this like, whoa, this is not going to work? We have King of Cups, we have Seven of Cups. It says what will be tested is how much does this person really, truly, are they really ready to give their cup? Are they really ready to love another person and be able to consider all those things? Or is this about them wanting the love of Leo? Because they can't just go back to what it was once upon a time, because they didn't build with Leo. So for this storyline to start fresh, it really has to be starting fresh. And that means first you have to address the past and kind of make up for the past to a certain extent, or at least get beyond it. Okay, tough one. You guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.